Hey, this is Brian. Welcome back to the High Impact Vlogs channel. I don't know what people thought was going to happen when we had the biggest power and wealth transfer a couple years ago to the tune of $6.2 trillion. And we have crazy, wild deficit spending, an increase in the national debt. And it doesn't matter if it's a Republican or Democrat in the White House. They continue to create policies that make it worse for the rest of us and better for their buddies, whether it's a Democrat buddy or a Republican buddy. But I want to show you a couple clips here that I ran across about people who are really, really struggling to make it. Even people who have houses are struggling to make it, to meet their mortgage payments, their car payments, their utility bills. Check this out.
I am afraid. I'm not even gonna lie. I am afraid of not being able to pay my rent. The electric is going up in the state I live in. Gas, car insurance, medical insurance doubled. I am responsible for providing a roof over my grandkids' head. I don't know how I even got in this situation. How did I even get here? My landlord told me straight up, I'm raising your rent every single year. It's going to get to the point that I can't even pay it because I'm having a hard time paying it now. I cannot believe I'm even 53 years old saying this. Like, I was never afraid when I was younger at all, raising two kids all by myself financially, ever. I'm a grown-ass woman, and I am so afraid. It keeps me up at night sometimes. If I didn't have other people depending on me, I would not be afraid. I could just go anywhere.
Now, I know this happens all the time where people get on here and they talk about how difficult it is to make their utility bills and their car payment and their mortgage and insurance and all that. But it seems to be an epidemic problem at this point. There are more and more people saying this. And with the advent of AI, we have growth demand for power grids and water supply issues and water supply shortages, and communities, city officials giving these AI data centers a pass and tax breaks that are deferred onto the community members where they're paying more taxes, and all these line items that appear on their utility bills and their water bills. And it seems to be having a direct economic impact on people.
Have you guys stopped paying your credit cards yet? Because I promise I am about 2 seconds away from not paying my credit cards. Literally, just the thought of going grocery shopping makes me sick. Like, how the hell is anyone even affording anything right now? My husband drives a 2017 GMC Sierra, and it's $240 to renew his insurance. And we still had to pay $195 on top of that for the last month's insurance. Let's not get started on electric and how much it's going up. I just got a notice saying that our water bill was going up, and my electric company keeps on playing games with us. So with that being said, I'm literally 2 seconds away from not paying my credit cards no more. Because at this point, I got my house. I'm not financing a car. I can't refinance this house because my credit's so freaking shot that it doesn't matter. So I'm really about to say F them credit cards and not pay them. Am I the only one?
One of the reasons I wanted to create this video right here is because I want to get some comments from you guys. Please leave your comments in the section below and let me know if you're struggling. How much has your electric bill and water bill and insurance gone up just in the past 6 months? Please let me know, because you hear people say things and a lot of times you can't verify whether what they're saying is true or not. But I do see that there are a lot of excuses being made. For example, it says energy prices and utility costs have increased, with electricity prices rising about 6 to 7% from June 2024 to June 2025. I see a way bigger increase on my utility bill than 6 or 7%. What are you seeing? So let's look at more of these.
So we got our electric bill for the month of July, $650. For the month of June, it was $560. for the month of August, if it keeps raising, our electric company, Centerpoint Energy, they're pieces of, we will have given them $2,000 in 3 months just for our electric bill. I can't afford that. And if I can't afford that, I can't imagine other people and what the they're paying. This is bullshit. Like they're forcing us to not pay our bills so that they can force us out of our houses or something. This is absolutely bull.
It does seem like that's what's going on. If you make the bills high enough for people and the people can't afford to live there, then we can grab their property at pennies on the dollar.
So I just got my Ameren bill. Mind you, I live in Missouri. Single household, so it's just me, my dog, and 2 cats. House isn't huge, not even, it's normal, right? Their bed, 2 bath, nothing crazy, like a little under 1,700 square foot, like literally nothing crazy, right? My bill, $282.99. Carla Joe, vacation's over, girl. Vacation is over. Where are the brothers at? But honestly, when does it end? When does it stop?
$830.27. Anybody want to guess what that is? You won't guess. So I'm just going to share it with you. That is my electric bill this month. Okay. Full disclosure, that is less than last month. Our bill last month was $1,130.98. I'm sorry, it's insane. That is my mortgage payment plus more. Okay, I don't know how anybody is expected to pay that. So, I mean, our house is big. It's not huge. It's not a mansion. It's about 2,500 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. We had 5 children. Our bills with our children, all 5 living at home, were between $400 and $700 a month. So we have called the electric company.
What is your electric bill running? Maybe just give a square foot of your house and what your electric bills typically run in the peak summer and winter months.
They've come out. We live beside a restaurant. We were adamant that we were paying the electric company's bill also. I mean,
I think she meant the restaurant bill.
It's ridiculous. Who can afford even $400 a month for electricity, but they expect us to pay $830 or $1,130. So, yeah, I logged in this morning to see what our bill was when it was due, $830.27.
So, if you have a high electric bill, whether you have a high or low electric bill, do you try to conserve energy? Do you try to turn the thermostat down, turn it up in the summer and down in the winter? I mean, how hot or cool do you keep your house? And are you trying to cut costs somewhere to try to mitigate some of that economic damage? They say that there's a surge in demand due to growing AI centers, electric vehicles, and air conditioning, which is straining the grid. Another reason they give for the higher electric costs or the utilities costs is aging infrastructure. They're saying that utilities are spending heavy on grid upgrades and maintenance, and they're passing those costs on to consumers.
So let me get this straight. Inflation is going to keep going up. Taxes are going to keep going up. Interest rates are going to keep going up. National debt's going to keep going up. Wages are probably going to be going down now with the implementation of AI. It's going to make like easier mundane shit, much easier to do. So what's the end game here? So if you're not already rich, or you're not going to be rich very soon, what is really the end game here? I'm actually like asking you, like, what is the end game?
You know how I know America is struggling? It's been about 14 days since I had one single job. I went a whole year working at least 1 or 2 jobs per day. And now, 14 days, nothing's changed, everything's good, I got good reviews, everything's, I'm a handyman, so do yard work, electrical, all sorts of stuff. 14 days, I have not had one single job. Nothing's changed, everything's good. I'm getting clicks, I'm getting, everything's good. That tells me that Americans are going super broke. They're trying to do things themselves, which is fine, but 14 days, not one single job. The struggle is about to get real, y'all.
I think there's a lot more people that's not paying their bills than media wants you to know. They've been real quiet about this issue. And I'm not talking about utilities like necessities. I'm talking about, I really don't think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that's not paying like medical bills, their mortgages, credit card bills, and any other bills, you know, you've accumulated other than like water, electricity, and gas. Because I don't think the American government wants people to get the idea that if they stop paying their bills, nothing's going to happen. But I think that's what's happening. I know that there are a lot of people who stopped being able to afford their mortgage, and they're still in their houses, and it's been 2-3 years. Because whether they admit it or not, we've been in a recession for years. And I think once the rest of us realize that, wait, I stopped paying my credit card bill and really nothing's happening other than it's messing up this phantom credit score, and everybody's credit is jacked up. So now what? I think a lot of people aren't paying bills. So, I mean, I stopped paying some bills. I'm like, I ain't paying this mess. Shoot, put it on my credit report. I get it off.
How are y'all saving money? Like, can someone please let me in on your secret? Because I cannot save money for the life of me. I cannot do it. I try so hard to save money. This is what happens. I get paid every 2 weeks. So when I get paid, I'll pay bills and I put money into my savings account, okay? I put it in there and I...
You know, when I see stuff like this, the first thing I think is, how in the world do people afford to go out to eat? And there are people who go out to eat a lot. You know how expensive it is to go out to eat? You could, I mean, the food is high at the grocery store, but you could buy some good whole food. I'm not saying buy from Whole Foods. I'm saying you can buy good, whole, nutritious food and live on that for a week and a half for the price of one evening out to eat at a steakhouse or wherever people go to eat.
I tell myself, okay, I'm not going to touch it. I got to save this money, whatever. Well, I have 2 weeks till I get paid again. So it is always something. Every time I put money in my savings account, I have to get it out for something. But my family can't go without food. I can't go without gas. Like, I'm not spending the savings account money like on anything that's not a need. So what the how are you guys saving money? I just do not get it.
Am I the only one that feels like there's going to be like a big economic crash that happens in, I don't know, the next 6 months? Like, the jobs numbers don't make a whole lot of sense for like a really healthy economy. I know a lot of people are feeling the effects of inflation, what's going on at the grocery store. I know the stock market is really inflated, but it seems like it's very speculative, very AI driven, which I feel like there's probably some form of an AI bubble. Not saying AI is not important. I just don't understand some of the valuations that are put out there. It seems like a lot of stocks are inflated because of buybacks and stuff like that. And fundamentally, I just don't feel like people are actually doing very well. And when the American consumer isn't doing well, there typically leads to a crash.
I have a question for everybody who like lives in the city, lives in a house, pays mortgage, works, does all the normal things. I've been out of the system for about 7 years now. Do you have a game plan for when the systems all collapse? Like, things are collapsing as we speak right now. Do you have a game plan? And what is that? Because for the past 16 years, I've been trying to create village, community, resources for collaboration and a new way of thinking, being, living. But people aren't really on board with that. So do people have another plan? Like, what is your plan? Are people just going to ignore the fact that systems are collapsing and continue going to work every day?
You know, that is actually a good question. Do you have a plan? I mean, do you have a stockpile of dry goods and food and a water supply? That's the most important thing is, number one, water. If things go to hell in a handbasket, where are you going to get your water? Where are you going to get your food? Do you grow food? Do you have a garden? Do you have a house off the grid that's, that you can charge with solar or wind? Does anybody in my audience, have they taken that step to try to be as off grid and self-sustaining as possible?
Most of us have lived our lives without having to worry about supply. Well, it's coming to an end, guys. The supply chain has been eroding since 2008. Prices have been going up since then. I remember a time back then that I could go into a store, any store, find anything I wanted on my list, go to one store. Now I have to go to 4. And the prices are sky high. I am blessed to have a friend nearby who gives us free eggs laid by her chicken. We gift her something canned, because she's a blessing on earth. And sometimes she allows us to pay for what she gives us. I think maybe once. So we still are in the category of having a lot of blessings in our house, in our lives, and we're not lacking anything. But those days are coming where people are going to, that haven't lacked anything, are going to start lacking. And then you'll hear the shouts. Just think, you wake up one day, lights are out. No gas stations are running. It's chaos on the streets in a vehicle. No banks are open. You can't use your credit cards anywhere. And grocery stores are shut down. How long would you exist on what you have? You got to think on those terms during today. You have to. Sorry guys, you have to face up and be prepared.
See, when the shit hits the fan, it creates desperation, and desperate people do desperate things. I'd say the most important thing is water supply, food supply, and make sure you have plenty of guns, plenty of ammo, and know how to use those babies. Because yeah, when people start getting desperate, that's when you're going to find out how bad things can really be. Let me know if you're preparing. See if you can answer any of the questions I asked before about your utility bills, where you live, how big your house is, how big of an increase that you've seen, how desperate you've seen people around you, because I'm starting to see people get really, really desperate, especially with the food prices going up. It is crazy what has happened with beef and chicken prices and just all around food prices. They've got the containers shrinking and the prices either staying the same or they're going up. It's just crazy. Let me know your thoughts on this. I really appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, share, and I will see you in the next one.